Junior Cycle High Level 2014 paper from the SEC P1 Q12. We'll just do Part A and Part C. So Part A is a straightforward manipulation of algebra. We're asked to simplify it. What it means here is they're asking us to multiply out the brackets. So we're going to take each of the terms 6x and minus 3, and we're going to multiply each of them by each of the terms in the second bracket. So 6x by 2x, 6x by minus 1, minus 3 by 2x, minus 3 by minus 1. There's various different ways which you can do it, but what we'll do a process that's sort of called splitting the first bracket. So 6x and minus 3 are both going to multiply by 2x minus 1. So we write out 6x minus 3 separately, split up, and then we're writing out 2x minus 1 to multiply by each of those two terms. 6x by 2x gives you 12x squared. 6x by minus 1 gives you minus 6x. Minus 3 by minus 2x gives you minus 6x. And minus 3 by minus 1 gives me plus 3. The reason being is that 2 minuses make a plus. Lastly, we need to tidy that up, so all the x squareds, all the x's, and any constant values. So 12x squared minus 12x plus 3. Moving on, we have a question which is simultaneous equations. It's reasonably straightforward. We have what we call sort of linear simultaneous equations, and they've also set us up with so there's a variety of different ways which you can approach this, but I'm looking straight at this. I've got I either want to have the x's to be the same number but opposite signs, which they're neither of those two statements, or we've got the y's to be same number opposite signs. Well, they're opposite signs. All we need them to be is the same number, and very helpfully 3 and 9, well, 3 is a factor of 9, so I can multiply this 3y by 3 and I get minus 9y. So I will be able to very easily get the y coefficients to be the same number. So I'm going to take that first equation and I'm going to multiply it by 3. And what I get is 6x minus 9y equaling to 54. Now the second equation that we have been given is we can leave as is. We have 5x plus 9y is equal to minus 10. So we now have the y term to have the same coefficient but opposite signs. And when we add our two expressions, by that I mean, so we've got one equation here, and if we add the second equation, we'll get 11x equaling 44. Divide by 11, I get the answer for x as being 4. All I now need to do is take that value of x and substitute it back into one of the first two equations, whichever involves less negatives. There's not much to choose from, really. What I'll do is I'll go with the second equation. So the second equation was 5x plus 9y equaling to minus 10. So 5 lots of 4, because that's what x has been made out to be, plus 9y equals minus 10. So we have 20 plus 9y equals minus 10. So take away 20 from both sides. I get 9y equal minus 30. And so to find out what y is, I simply take minus 30 and divide it by 9. And that should reduce down to minus 10 over 3. So that's minus 3 1/3. And that's our final solution. X equals 4, y equals minus 10/3. You might want to also write it as a set of coordinates for a point.